Welcome to this video, guys. Appreciate you stopping by. We're going to look at some vintage 1980s hollow handle survival knives. Got a few in my collection here. These were imported either by Gutman, Valor, Parker Brothers. There were some others, but those are just a few that I'm thinking about right off the top of my head, and they just really cool survival knife. You know, these hollow handle survival knives initially, when they came out back in the 80s with the Rambo craze, people started getting into these, and they kind of faded out, but the popularity has come back. I started collecting these quite a few years back, and I just think they're neat, and I think, you know, they just got a cool factor. And a lot of them have history. For example, you know, I know a lot of you guys are familiar with the Buckmaster 184s. This one is a clone. I'm going to show you this one. This is called the Explorer Master. These were imported by Gutman for 4 years only. So they made them for 4 years, brought them in for 4 years. So they're pretty rare, especially find them in this kind of condition with the spikes. This one I would say is 90%, you know, original finish, and still in really nice condition. This one is a Valor. We've got another Gutman here. This one is the 21053 model, Special Forces. This one is the 21032, the Explorer Master. We've got a Scout. This is were imported by Parker Brothers, as well as a couple others, but I believe this one is by Parker Brothers. I've got two of them. There's a new one in the box. Never, I mean, it's been open. I've taken it out, but it's never been used. And that one is imported by Parker Brothers. Got one here by Edgemark. This is the Special Forces South African version hollow handle survival knife, brand new in the box. I try to find them new in the box, but finding the ones from the 80s is pretty tough, new in the box. If you can find them in really good shape, you're lucky. So let's go through these really quick. I've got this one is a Schrade. This is the SCHF 1SM. Schrade copied Chris Reeves knives. These were discontinued. Schrade only did these for a few years, and I think it was because they got a lot of flack from the Chris Reeve collectors, and so they discontinued this. But this is an outstanding survival knife, hollow handle. It's got a little flaw. I'm going to talk about it, that I think a design flaw, but they're not bad. These are single piece 1070 bifurcated into the handle in one piece, so they're really robust, just like what Chris Reeve did. His were made with A2 tool steel. But the blades are nice on these. This thing's razor sharp, got just an outstanding factory razor sharp edge. What I don't like about this design on the Schrade is the screw in, cap in. If you see the threads are not very long, that needs to be about twice that length. So they should have extended the handle about a ½ inch, because they have enough thread amount in there. They needed to make a longer male thread screw in there, so it's kind of a, you know, it's not very many turns, so you need, the more you have there, it's just going to secure your end cap to keep moisture out. So I believe that's a design flaw, just my opinion. I think they should have had more thread amount. Other than that, it's a single piece bifurcated, pretty cool. You can throw your survival items in there. I generally put ferris rods. I like to put ferris rods in. If I take one of these to the field, or I'm going to use it, I'll just throw a ferris rod in there, and a compass. These were made with 1070 high carbon steel, really neat. And these are discontinued, and these are getting harder to find actually from the Schrade. They made this one, and I also have it's over there on the wall. I didn't have room, but it's the SCHF 2SM. This one was imported by Valor. It's got the pilot's blade profile, very neat, hollow handle, in that OD green camouflage color. And this is the This one was imported by Gutman. This is the Special Forces model 21053. It says Explorer Special Forces. Got a really neat blade profile, like a combat blade profile, plus your survival, serrations there. And got a compass on top. There's around 15 foot of number 36 black twine wrapped on the handle. And see how that one has quite a bit of amount of screw in. That's a good design. So you want a lot, the more you got there. And Chris Reeve, I know that his is a high quality, and that's going to keep your moisture out. Really cool blade. It feels good, and index is nice. It's just a really cool knife to collect. Those are getting harder to find. We've got the Scout model, and this is another pilot blade design profile. One of those pilot profile blades. And it's got a compass on the end. This one has the original compass, and I put a ferrous rod in the handle for starting fires. Comes with a little stone insert, plastic insert slot to protect your blade. 440 stainless. This one says Scout. It's the Scout model. Survival, and 440 stainless steel, Japan. I have these were usually imported by Parker Brothers, and I've got a new one here in the box, exact same one as that, and it comes with a really nice little white stone. This is an outstanding survival knife. I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with this. So the Marto Brewer, designed by Charles Brewer Carreras of Venezuela. This is one of the best production survival knives ever made. 440 stainless steel, used by militaries overseas. I've got a contact in South America, and he hooks me up with really outstanding bite. Now this one I bought from a gentleman over in Arkansas, but I've got one that's from the Venezuela Secret Service with the Venezuela logo, and I've got another one coming that I'm fixing to get that is the bayonet. It's a bayonet version, Marto, used by some special forces units down there in South America. I believe it's Venezuela. But this one is just in mint condition, really cool Marto. Got your excuse me, mirror. This one got a little sharpening stone there on this one. Sharpening stone is in this little pouch here, but a lot of times the sharpening stone will be on that. You can cut through wire with this, of course. These things are razor sharp. All these knives are razor sharp. When you this 440A, this 440, they're stamped 440. It's essentially 440A stainless steel, and I'll have the specs below there for the steel. So you get a high carbon stainless steel. Here we have, these are copies of Randall. Randall is a knife maker that came out with a really nice hollow handle. I don't know if Randall copied this actually, because these are from the 80s, or if they copied Randall, but it's pretty much close to that Randall profile blade. These are like the life knife design, and this one is Explorer Camo Wilderness, 440 stainless, Japan, and that camo. And these things index really nice. They're solid. Got a compass on the end. Of course, hollow handle. Comes with a stone. And on this one, I put a ferrous rod on the back because I need to get some smaller ferrous rods. You can put them inside there. But that's really cool. And then I've got one in the black version. Same model. Pretty much same model, just black. This one just has a solid cap. And then this is a neat little hollow handle survival knife. 440 stainless, Explorer Survivor 1, and I'm getting ready to get another one of these, this in the camo version. It's exact knife but camo, and a camo sheath. These are really nice little survival knives, and with that 440A stainless steel, you can't go wrong. Your edge retention is going to last. It's going to perform for you out in the field. So let's take a look at the Explorer Master. This is the 21032, and this is man, this is a really neat survival knife. Imported by Gutman. They brought these in only for 4 years. Hard to find, particularly with the sheath. Both your spikes intact, and this one retains 90% of its original finish. And I put a little retention paracord deal with these are just slip knots, you know, just for added retention there. These things are built like a tank. It says Explorer Master 21032. Look at the grind lines, just perfect. Hollow grind, razor sharp, and just outstandingly made. I've had the Rothko Ramster, the cheaper version, and it's like night and day. This thing is a 1/4 inch thick, where the Rothko is only 3/16. This thing has actual weight. You can feel the quality, whereas on the Rothko, it's got a lot cheaper stainless steel handle, and it's just not near as quality. I actually believe this one is better made than the Buckmaster because you have better stainless steel with a 440A compared to 420 modified, which is really a medium carbon steel because it has 0.46 to 0.54% carbon. This one goes up 0.60 to 0.75% carbon content. So like I said, it's 440A stainless steel, and just really well built, really neat knife. I want to show you, and a lot of times I can just get that to catch, but I had to put a new compass in the end. The original one, it just stopped working, so I got it out of there, put a nice new compass in there. And when you pick up this knife, you'll be able to tell, just it's got some weight to it, and you can just feel the quality in it. Like I say, 1/4 inch thick. Now the difference between the Buckmaster is this one, the serrations go right back into the guard. But as far as specs, I think it's almost identical to the Buckmaster. Their primary grind line on the Buckmaster comes down a little bit lower. And I like the primary grind lines on this because it's high, and you just got nice continuity in that grind line right over to the tip. The Japanese are very, very disciplined when it comes to craftsmanship. Everybody that knows about Japanese swords knows that. This steel was made by Hitachi, and these were made in Seiki City, Japan. So you know it's quality. It is. And I've had the Buckmaster 184. I sold it about 5 years ago. This one I will never sell this one. It's too cool, and I just think it's built a lot better. Now I know initially when these things first came out, they were issued to Navy SEALs back in the day. The SEAL teams, most of the guys ditched these. They didn't I don't think they took the knife very seriously. The items that go in these hollow handles are last ditch items. When you start talking about your fish hooks, your sinkers, your line, you know, your matches, those are last ditch survival items. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I appreciate you stopping by, and I'll catch you on the next one.